What we need to know first is biosecurity. We as a human have evolved so well that our immune system is great, but they haven't evolved so well. And some of them are not from this vicinity, some are from Belgium, other places. So their immune system might be weaker than we think. So what we do is we first wear our gloves and then wear our nose mask so that we don't transmit anything to them. Some of the greatest things that kill them, or the worst thing that kill them, are chest related or breathing related illness. That's their worst enemy so far. So if they get too dry or too wet, then they have issues. So what you do is you lift up this, and then you be aware of sudden movement and very loud noises. They don't like that. They get startled very easily. So what you do is you push your hands slowly down here, and then you scrape it like that onto the bowl or the dustpan. Scrape it like that onto the dustpan. You pour it into your bowl. Then you go on to the next one. This is slow but the best. To avoid very sudden movement. As slow does it. Yeah. So yeah. And this is sharp, so usually you have to be protected with a long sleeve. Or you have to be careful so that the bottom part does not scrape. So it has to be cleaned daily, and then the wet one can be done every week, maybe weekends. Then we do hot water and some antiseptics. We take these ones down and we wash them. You see there are still some residue because of the urine. So the urine is harvested here, and then it goes down, and usually we collect them, but because this is a trial, we are not collecting the urine now. So you put it in there and then do the same thing over and over for the whole lot. So we go again like that. It goes way back. There are two types of feed. That is the pre-formulated feed, the one that is already prepared, and then the leaves or the grass. So the grass too, you can divide them into two. The grass, we have the hay, which is the dry grass, and then we'll have the wet one, which is the normal green grass that we give them. So I'll find some of the food. And the good thing about rabbit is that, let's take somewhere like here, or let's go somewhere here. Rabbits, this area alone has about 80% of rabbit feed. So let's pick just somewhere like here. 80% of the stuff here are rabbit feed. So there's adanko bush, or the one we call adanko milk, and there's the grass, and there's other creeping plants around. They are all adanko, or the rabbit's food. So I will first use the grass. So I'll harvest a few of the grass for them. Then we feed them so that you see how that goes. So the dry ones are also used as hay for them to store in the scarcity period or in abundance period, and when it is scarce, we give it to them. So this is their #1 food. So imagine, unlike poultry and other animals, here you can feed them with
the
grass. About 80% of their food can be grass, and that saves cost, a lot of cost on the feeding. So you can either give them just the formula or the pre-formulated feed, or you can also reward them with greens. They love their greens.
So how old are these ones?
So these are around, this is 3 months. These are 4 months, 4 months. So this is the smallest. It's 3 months, and the others are 4 months, 4 months. Yeah, there's a lot of market for rabbits. Currently, we have a market. We as Trisolace, we will never do something without a market, especially on a large scale. So why we stopped the snails was that the market for snails was a bit slow. They didn't increase the monies that we wanted for the snails, and then secondly, we're exporting. Larger part of this thing was export. Our market was export. Last year we did 5.9 million cedis in revenue, but someone might think it's good, but logistics wise it was a hell. A lot of the logistics took most of the money away, and then we had to be content with just about 1 million cedis in profit. And then we use some of it to purchase our land here. We have 36 acres of land here, where we built this structure for. We have solar here, we have electricity, everything works. We have water storage tanks. We have about 60,000 liters of tanks. And then we're also looking at another option where we're going to drill a borehole, which will be easier. We have WCs, so because we're doing international export, we don't want people defecating around and all that. So we have WCs, we have solar street lights, security lights all around. Yeah, so far. So without a market, we won't start. And then the market is a Chinese market, and then we have a local market which belongs to the Choba Association of Ghana. So the Choba Association of Ghana wants up to about 2 tons every month. That's 2,000 kgs every month. And then the Chinese want about 50,000 kgs every month. So there's a lot of market for it, and even locally, a lot of the farmers will tell you that they can't even sometimes. Before your rabbit is old, someone has pre-ordered it. So same thing here. We haven't even started. We have 20 orders from local farmers who want to breed. So the white ones with the red eyes that you see are California, New Zealand white. So these are foreign breeds. They grow faster and they are very easy to raise. And the good thing is when you pair them with a local one, they become a hybrid. So the hybrids are having better disease resistance. They grow fast and not fat. So the foreign ones, after you feed them for a while, become fat. When you hold them, you feel the fat deposit in there. But the local breed plus the foreign breed don't really give you fat. So it's trying to locate the water supply, the nipple. So the nipple is there. They drink from the nipple. Let me try and give it a bit. So this is where the water comes from.
And they have to suck it.
Yes, so they touch it and then the water comes. Yeah, so that's how. Let me troubleshoot it. Yeah, it's now coming. So I can hear it dropping in, and they can hear it as well. So you see now, now it's coming here. So now they can drink.
So how often do you feed them?
Once a day. But for the hay and the grass, it has to be a lot. So we give them a lot of the hay or the grass.
So the once a day is for the formulated.
Yes, the feed. So the feed has antibiotics and key ingredients in there. But the grass is their natural feed, so that it protects them. When we also want to deworm them, we put it in the central system, and then the water goes through for everybody. There are also vitamins that we put in the water system, not daily. There's a regimen that we do, so we know what time to give them. So that's the basics. And we keep it as clean as possible so that there isn't any issues with diseases and pests and other stuff like that.
What kind of diseases or pests do they
So
get
they get pneumonia.
Okay.
They get a lot of respiratory diseases, especially when they are in the very open, and they get heat stroke. So when the place is too hot, they get heat stroke, and they get ear canker. So their ears, just like dogs, you know, you see houseflies start settling on them, and they will start developing some, you know, sores on them, and that is also another problem. And then bloating.
Okay.
So if you give them food that is sometimes too wet, usually they bloat up, or when the feed is from an unreliable source or they've sprayed pesticide on, then they die. They get food poisoning and die. So they are very fragile but very strong at the same time, depending on what you feed them. So yeah.
So apart from what you feed them, how do you prevent most of this?
So we, for instance, we have 36 acres. So we've left this whole area you see down here as their feeding area. So even if we'll apply pesticides on the other farms, not here. So here we leave it, let it grow wild. And then we're also planting the alfalfa, and then we're also planting seeds like Brachiria, and then, you know, from Sementia and a few other places that sell grasses. So and the good thing is that we can harvest all these and turn it into hay. Let it dry for 2 or 3 days and bundle it up into hay and keep it, so they can eat hay throughout. That's what they love, dry feed, you know. That's what they love, so that their fecal matter doesn't become wet. So when your rabbit has a lot of one of the diseases is also diarrhea. So diarrhea is when you give them a lot of wet food and they start their poo start getting wet. Sometimes it sticks to their butt and then becomes a problem, infection. So they usually love dry foods. They are fan of dry foods, so that their pellets or their fecal matter becomes as dry as possible, which is something that so something that they really, it has to be as dry as possible. And the good thing is that this is pure manure. You can apply it directly onto plants and it will not affect them. But poultry manure is wet, so it will burn. It will start burning the plants and they will die. But here you can apply it directly on the field. So we also put it on the field as manure. We don't need to apply any fertilizer to our. And they also eat maize. After you have harvested the maize, the stalk and the stem, they eat everything there. They also eat palm branches. They also eat plantain branches. So if you look at your backyard and it's bushy, almost 80% of the things the rabbits eat. And that's the good thing about rabbits. They are very easy to raise. And once you keep the place very tidy, you don't have a problem with any of those issues. So for the drain, so if the drain is dirty like this one and it is sticky or it's stuck, it has to be in an inclination so that when they urinate it just goes out. And we harvest the urine here using gallons or tanks from here. But here we are not harvesting. So what you do is you pull this one like that, you open it this way, you lift it, you open here, lift it, and then you open the other side. No, yes, you rather touch the pipe and not the metal. Now you take it to where you want to dislodge it and get something to dislodge the whole lot. And
so when the urine is harvested, what do you use it for?
So we use it as a natural pesticide. It's very good against fall armyworm, the ones that affect maize. Because it's very corrosive, highly corrosive. And then it also is good for vegetables. So here we use it to do our maize. And it's also a fertilizer as well. Because it has ammonia in there, it has nitrogen, a few other things in there that is good for the plants. And so we harvest and we sell. Most of the time we sell the 50 liters that we call for 4 gallons. Yes, we sell them as well.
Okay. How much is
So 70 cedis per 1 gallon.
per gallon?
Yeah,
Okay.
the farmers that know that do organic, they come and buy that one.
Okay.
And we also use it a lot on our farm.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So how many do you have now?
so far we have 26 females
Female.
only.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are bringing in the males from Belgium.
Okay.
So we are bringing in pure breeds from Belgium males, and then we sort of mate them with the local ones. These are not local, but these are like second generation pure breeds.
Okay.
So they are sometimes, and the farmers sometimes don't really tell you the truth. They'll tell you, oh, it's pure breeds, but you don't know.
What is pure breed?
So a pure breed is when the dad is foreign,
Okay.
or the dad is from a true source and the mom is from a true source. So a true source meaning that they haven't been mixed.
Oh, okay.
So there's the chinchilla,
Okay.
there's the New Zealand white, New Zealand black, and then there's they escaped me a bit. But let's say if you have New Zealand white
Okay.
and you don't cross it with any other breed
Okay.
type,
Purely
New Zealand, then they are called pure breeds.
Okay.
But if you cross chinchilla and New Zealand,
Okay.
then they don't become pure breeds anymore. They become a hybrid. So a hybrid is a combination of one or two different breed types. Yeah.
So these ones are
Yes, so the white ones with the yellow eyes are pure breeds.
pure breeds.
But let's
Okay.
look at this one. You see, it is pure white,
Yeah.
but has a black eye.
Yeah.
So it tells you that it is either a chinchilla crossed with New Zealand
Okay.
or some other things that we don't know. So the farmers don't usually tell you the truth, so it becomes difficult. So here what we want to do is that we are bringing our own foreign breeds, which are the true breeds, pure breeds, and then we cross them with these ones.
Okay.
So the good thing with the local ones like this is that they've been here for a long time. They've been acclimatized to our situation. They like the temperature. So when the foreign breeds come, sometimes they have a thick fur.
Okay.
Because of the cold weather there, they have a very thick fur. And when they come here, they adapt and their fur becomes very thin.
Okay.
So like here, at first it was very woolly and very thick, but now it will start shedding that one off and then put on new one because rabbits are adaptable. They adapt to every situation. So outside Ghana too, when there's winter, they put on thick fur so that they don't freeze to death. So a lot of these things are what makes rabbits so convenient to raise. Yeah.
So can you speak a bit about the cage, how it's structured?
Oh, okay. So we started when we came, just like in the snails.
Okay.
When we came, we were the first to pioneer the greenhouses, and then we move on to the wooden structure for a reason. And the same thing that we are entering into the rabbit structures, we see that there's a lot of innovation we can do. So one of the innovation is the feeding troughs. We've seen that these ones are better. The flat bottom ones are better because even if the rabbit is very rowdy, like this one. So there's this rabbit. This is a chinchilla, a pure breed chinchilla. Very aggressive in eating and doing other things, and very big, as you can see.
Yeah.
It's very big and very aggressive. So this one, it will start scratching the bowl, and if the bowl is as flat, as round as this, it falls.
Oh, okay.
And then all the feed, even this one, see, it still has a lot of feed here. So the flat bottom ones are best for animals that are aggressive, or even all of them. So that's how we do it. So you see, one just urinated and it has come here and it is soaking here. So if the tanks were here, we'll collect everything and then sell the urine. Yeah. So this system is very hygienic because one, it doesn't leave the fecal matter in contact with the rabbits.
Okay.
Whenever they drop, it drops down here and then they are safe. So let's say, sorry to say, if we don't clean it for even a week, the fecal matter will be here and will not have direct contact with the rabbits, and then they will be safe from any diseases because their own fecal matter turns into worms. Other worms come and lay in there.
Okay.
And then if it is wet, then they lay in there and it becomes a problem for them. And then you have to also look at their physique. So every now and then you have to pick them up, not always, but every now and then you have to pick them up. So this is how we pick up a rabbit. You hold the top part, and then you hold the bottom part like this. Okay, so this is how we pick a rabbit up. So this is a matured female or a doe. You can see their claws. See, so if you don't hold it well, yeah, it will scratch you with the claws. The behind claws will scratch you, and it's very painful. It's very painful. So that's how we hold them. So you hold the top part, and then it will coil up, and then you hold the bottom like a jug, and then that's how you hold them.
I see you keep each one in its own space.
Yes, they are very territorial, especially the males, and even females are very territorial. So males are called bucks, and then females are called does. So they are very territorial. So what we do is, in commercial spaces, we think this is best. They eat their own food. There's no competition. For this one, something like this one, if they are sharing food with another rabbit, there will be a lot of fights and a lot of issues. This one is aggressive. Yes, this one is very aggressive.
So it means this cage can contain about
so this is a three-story 12 rooms. So we can take 12 rabbits, and we have about 10 of them already built by ourselves, making it it's 120 rooms so far, and we are bringing in another 10. So we want to start with 200 females and start. And the good thing is, rabbits give birth every month. So every 30 days they give birth. And if they are giving birth every 30 days, then you have 200, or let's say 10. Let's say you have 10, and then they are giving birth. Let's say each one. So the New Zealanders give birth from 8 to 12.
12 every month.
Every month. But we give them 2 months intervals. So every 2 months they give birth. Let's say every 2 months you get new ones, and that 2 months, every year they will do 6 times. So worst case 5 times in a year. And every time they are giving birth, they give birth from 5 to 12.
5 to 12.
So let's say 5 to 12, regardless of the breed type, 5 to 12. It is only first timers or first birth that you get sometimes 4, but always it's 5 to 12, 5 to 12. So let's say you are getting 5, worst case, and you have the rabbits, you have 10 of them. That's 50.
50, yeah.
And in 2 months, the moms are going to give birth again. And in the 4th month, the young ones are also matured and going to give birth again. So in small time, you have 250,000.
Then it keeps
going
up. So in 4 months, they are able to give birth?
Yes, in 4 months they are matured enough, especially if your regimen of feed is good. They are able to keep up, and then you will be okay. So 4 months, they are matured. You can sell them at 4 months for food or for meat. But for sexual maturity, the preferred option is 5 months to 6 months. But still 4 months are equally good, especially female. But males, you need them to be matured. So males maybe 5 to 6 months, but females 4 months they are ready and their body is good to give birth. So that's the beauty about rabbits. So every 2 months you are expecting a young rabbit from one female or a doe.
So how much is the cage? One, if you should design one for somebody.
So ours is specialized. So we will look at where the person is going to keep it. Are they going to keep it in the open like this one, or are they going to keep it in the shed like the ones that we are going to do? So if you let us know some of these metrics, it ranges from 4,000 cedis to 5,000 cedis, depending on how you are doing, and we give you the bowls for free. So the bowls are part of the structure, and it is fully automated with water supply. So you just put water in the central system, and then it goes, and we'll give you free training as well as part of the service, just like we're doing for the snails. You know, we did the snails for 9 years, and then our contract ended, and we are also starting this. Fortunately for us, we have a large market for rabbits, so we are also going to do the same system or a similar system for the rabbits.